Hello, everybody. I wonder if anyone's out there today. I told you that I was going to be doing these videos, but probably pretty spontaneously like this. So if you've been hoping to catch the live ones, I know I'm really being horrible about scheduling on a consistent basis, but that's okay because these videos live on throughout time. So even if you're not watching live, I hope you get a chance to take a look if you're interested in following along. I wanted to share an insight that I just had. It'll be a pretty short one. Over the past 3 or 4 days, I have opened up my calendar for these road mapping sessions that I've been doing. They're little 30-minute. Hey, Alethea. They're little 30-minute. Just these 30-minute quick kind of diagnostic sessions where I'm really diving in with people to find out what it is that they want to create, what they think is in their way, and sharing my perspective and my point of view on some of the best ways to get there and make that happen. And it's been really interesting when I ask somebody, what is it that you want? What is that thing out there that you want that's different than where you're at right now? And when first of all, I'm noticing it's hard for people to talk that way. It's really difficult for people to kind of stay in that future forward other space. It's very, it's supernatural to kind of revert back to this default of like, well, let me tell you about how things are now or how things have been. And I have to kind of push and nudge and say, oh, that's great. And we can talk about that. But first tell me what it is that you want to be different and how difficult it is sometimes to put that into words. And I think that's part of the struggle is that we kind of say, well, I want things to be different, but we don't know how. We just know we want things different. So it's like this chronic feeling of lack and missingness. And if I just find this thing out there, then everything will be okay. Which brings me to kind of the second thing that I've realized, that when we really do start talking about what we want, there's usually this mishmash of stuff. There's the external stuff we want. Let's say, for example, I'd like to create more money in my business. And then there's the emotional stuff we want. I want to be happy. I want to find peace. I want to be more settled and calm and less overwhelmed. And it's so natural to link those two things together because that's the understanding that we're used to operating on, that if I just get this stuff, then I can experience the feelings. So help me get this stuff, please, so then I can feel it. And what I want to bring to you today is when you think about the things that you're working on, whatever project it is that you have in mind, and if I were to say to you, what do you want? I want you to detach the emotional things you want to experience from the tangible physical things that you want to experience. So there's the inside stuff, right? That's the transformation you want to feel inside, the feelings, the emotions, the inner peace, that quiet. There's the inside stuff and there's the outside stuff. Creating more money, getting in better shape, strengthening partnerships, tackling a new big adventure and bringing a new idea to life. Because they're two totally separate conversations. And we're so used to linking them together that my inner stuff depends on the outer stuff. And my work and my understanding is like, well, let's break those two things apart and talk about them separately. We can strategize around the external stuff. We can talk about action steps and things you can do to make things happen, and commitment and willingness to do stuff and take action and break things into micro actions. And the conversation about your inner transformation is a separate path. It's something that can happen even if none of this external stuff comes to pass. That internal transformation can happen like that. So I just wanted to bring that to you today, this idea that they're two kind of separate trajectories and they can happen at the same time, but I don't want you to, I want you to challenge this very common misunderstanding that to experience the internal inside stuff, you have to shift the outside stuff, that they're somehow connected, and that they're not, and that they're kind of two categories. So that's what I wanted to bring to you today. If there are any questions or comments, feel free to leave them, even if you follow along or join later on today and watch. I'd love to know what comes up for you, and if you have a tendency to link the two things together. And if you do, don't get me wrong, I still do it. I still fall into that trap of misunderstanding. I'm like, but if I just have those things, then I'll feel better. Or that thing is happening out there, which is why I feel bad. But then I'm able to slow down and relax into that and say, actually, no. Hi, Laurel, it's so good to see you. I'm able to realize that one does not depend on the other. And that's really beautiful news, because then I get really curious, like, well, how's that possible? How can I be happy without making, any more money? Or how can I be happy if this person keeps doing this thing? And that's why I think this work is so awesome and so powerful and such a game changer. So, all right, wonderful to see all of you. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. And leave all your comments and questions. Thanks for the likes and the shares and the hearts. You're radical. Talk to you soon.